All right, everybody, this here is Tracilyn, also known as VCat, and I am in Vandalia, Ohio. And I'm on the front porch. I don't want to give the exact address of a place I was sitting when I was talking to somebody that I met that was going through similar things I was going through at that time. Some of the things that I was going through. He's really, really nice to me. And before I went to Las Vegas in 2012, we both made a commitment that we would not commit suicide because we were both dealing with severe pace depression and suicidal. And I had certain means of a way that I was going to take my own life, and together we emptied that toxic stuff out and made our commitment that we would stay alive. With that being said, I don't want to go into any more detail about it, but why I brought the camera here and brought you guys along with me is because I wanted to show you where I was sitting. It was either that chair or that chair. And right there by the tree, right here, somebody came walking down this sidewalk. So evidently in 2012, when we were sitting here, me and my friend were talking, and we were going to like groups for people who were dealing with depression and suicidal tendencies and stuff like that. It was a great group. It was fun to go and meet other people that were having the similar struggles. So with that being said, right over here by the tree is where somebody was walking down through on the sidewalk, and they stopped there. Now, why did they stop there? I don't know, to talk to us. I'm not sure if I had my guitar with me that day or not. I'd have to really focus back a little bit, but I know I was sitting here talking to my friend, and it was at night, and this guy walked down the sidewalk, and he stopped right there. And I don't remember the exact words that were tossed, but he mentioned to me that if you gotta take it to the street, then that's where you gotta take it. Now, not those exact words, but if you have to go to the streets, you have to go to the streets. And I remember I had this instant, not fear, but I already made the expression of my face that I do not want to go to the street. I already know that that's not a place that I want to live my life or be. Now, what I've learned is most likely they were even assuming that you would have to live on the street because you cannot adapt into a socialized, conditioned, preconditioned idea of how we should be living life. Or my music. I'm not going to be able to conform no matter how you look at it, so I'm going to end up going onto the streets. That's what I assumed was meant out of that conversation. Now, where did that guy come from? Now, years ago, people would have said it was a mysterious person who came out of nowhere. But if you listen to me and my life story on Tracilyn Messages page right now on YouTube, you will find out that I had encounters from people that it is becoming very relevant that they have access somehow to invading my personal life. They never came at me except for in Las Vegas, where I thought that I was going to be killed because I almost died. But they usually come with messages. And what I'm learning is messages from people like Stephen C. Johnson. Or people who are imitating to be Stephen C. Johnson, but I would say it's Stephen C. Johnson, who has technology or natural powers that we were not taught properly. Mind thoughts. Which reminds me, we have other things to talk about. I'm going to knock on the door really quick and see if somebody's here, because I would like to talk to the person. I don't want to say what kind of person. The person, a very nice person that I met. It doesn't sound like anybody's here right now. So that's a tree before Las Vegas. And I don't want to take you on their personal property to show you kind of like where we did like a commitment to ourselves that we would stay alive and we would get rid of the things that we were going to use to commit suicide. Okay, that was a very special moment in my life. And I ended up being devastated when I got to Las Vegas and after Las Vegas because my heart was destroyed. And I wished that I wouldn't have gotten rid of the means that I was going to at that time. I'm no longer suicidal, by the way. I overcame it. I have other things that I'm going through, but I don't ever think of taking my life or the life of anyone else. I love life. It's a huge disappointment that we got lost under the illusion of people who think they're in power over us, that they don't have the same appreciation for our life. So I'm gonna knock on this door and I'll get back to you. By the way, I also need to acknowledge the fact that there are going to be other things that I will bring to the attention of me speaking, and one of those is, I forget, Amaya or Maya or something like that. Years ago, there was things that of the lost land, if you will, the lost island, the lost whatever it is, community of people were lost for some reason. But if you look at the map, Maya says it, but they could communicate with the mind and other things. Supposedly it's flooded out or something like that. These people, while I was standing at the Oregon District, had brought that up to me, basically to let me know that the Stephen C. Johnson somehow has the ability to communicate with my mind. And by the way, this is what they're attracted to. Well, interesting, if it was somebody that you wanted to connect your mind with. So my question would be, are you a viewer and you had something like this happen, or maybe you know how to disconnect from these people? I would like to disconnect from Stephen C. Johnson and never hear from him again. If I'm going to be connected with somebody mentally, I want it to be somebody that I value and appreciate and is saying nice things about me and not trying to destroy my life. This man, or this whatever it is that is imitating him, I believe it's him, is trying to destroy my life. And I believe a lot of that is because he realized that I'm not going to submit what he wants me to do with my life. He had an agenda that he wanted to force me into, what they wanted me to revert back while they moved forward with other things. They have their select few in the LGBTQ community that they really want to support. And the people that could really, on top of what they're doing, make a huge difference is kind of like a nuisance to them. Somebody with heart is a nuisance to people who are cold and soulless. With that being said, so you got to remember that they're telling me about this to get it inside my head, that they can communicate with the mind. Now, how do they communicate with the mind? I don't know. In all honesty, it would be really interesting to learn more about ourselves as what we call a human race. But it also would be nice to know how to disconnect from an asshole like that. I can't stand him. I can't even stand when I look back in my mind and I see him sitting at his little computer in his boxer shorts. It's such a disgusting image in my head, and the thing is, I remember the details of my life. So it made it very challenging for me sometimes because my mind has always been very clear. And if I focus hard enough, I could probably walk through that's how I went through my life journey. I went through my whole life journey, over 70 some hours. And I could have went on and on and on and on about so much stuff. I don't want to do that anymore. Because I love music and that's what I want to do. So that was one thing that happened there. So remember, there are other ways for us to communicate with one another. We don't need technology to do it, and I think that's where we're all headed. All right. Now I'm gonna knock on here one more time and then I'm out of here. We're gonna go on to one more stop, and that's pretty much it. We'll edit this together, and hopefully I'll have time to play guitar, take a nap, whatever. Love you, Vandalia, Ohio. This is where I met somebody very, 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 very special. And I wish I was still connected to him in a physical sense. I'm gonna knock on the door and say hello. Hey guys, how's it going? I am here in Vandalia in a bar/restaurant called Oscar's. I forget who owns it, but I came here, I was led here by somebody in an NSAI group, a songwriters group that I was in. He wanted to introduce me to somebody, actually to a few somebodies that used to, at least at that time, back in 2010, would come up here. He was a singer-songwriter, one of them, and at least one of them. And they used to do a lot of Tuesday night performances. And they were very friendly because they would kind of host it like an open mic, writer's night, where they would invite other people to play along to the songs or to take time to go up and do something of their own, whatever, if it was cover or something of their own. So, one of the greatest men in the whole world I got to meet. And I wish I would have had it together more mentally and intelligently when I met him. He's somebody that will always be very dear in my heart. He wrote wrote a lot of amazing songs, but he wrote an absolutely amazing song that I kind of butchered up in the studio that he invited me into. And I hope someday, knowing that I have his blessing, more than likely, from a conversation that we had a couple years ago, I hope I get to record it someday, my version of it. And I hope he gets the opportunity to hear it. Yeah. But anyway, I would come up here. This stage was not here. It was on the floor. So I'm going to ask bar owners right now if that individual plays here. I'm going to kind of keep it quiet for various reasons. So I'm going to kind of shut this down, and I'm going to take you to Yellow Springs, where I'm going to talk more about how these jackasses used to come to me. Like they were sent messengers from somebody who was invading my privacy. Okay? So this is Oscar's. They have great tavern food. They serve drinks. And they used to have wonderful live music. I don't know if they still do or not. We'll find out. Got a booth.
I'm Carson from Dayton.
Alright, so I'm outside here of Oscar's. Can you see it? Let me turn it around. And I just found out that the person that I used to come here to see did not play, I don't think, on a Tuesday. I thought it was on a Tuesday, but she said it was on a Wednesday, every Wednesday night. Right across from... From the airport. Or a airport. Okay, I am now on my way to Yellow Springs. I'm gonna get another cappuccino. It's cold out here. A couple more things to share, and then I'll take this and upload it. So as far as I know, there's still music being played here on a regular basis. You should come and check it out. Most musicians in Ohio are very friendly. Most of them are, anyway, that I've met. Very generous, very kind, very patient. And some of them are extremely talented. I wish I would have had it together like I do now when I came out here. But anyway, love you guys. See you in Yellow Springs.